Miami at Indianapolis. The Indianapolis Colts are 3.5 point favorites. Let me set a scene for you, okay? So yesterday I'm flying and I was working on my notes for the show today. And I got to this game. I could not think of who the quarterback was for the Miami Dolphins. Like I honestly I stared straight ahead for about 60 seconds, like in the sort of the gate area. An electronic billboard had different ads cycling through. Could not remember the name of the quarterback. I had to look it up. I typed in Miami Dolphins starting quarterback. The only name that came up was Tua. Finally, I looked at the Dolphins depth chart and I got to Skylar Thompson and Tyler Huntley. And that's when I finally figured out who the quarterback was. So at this point, I don't want to touch this game because I think Anthony Richardson is going to play. At least that's what they're saying. He's expected to start. Is he a 3.5 point favorite against literally anyone lining up behind center for the Dolphins?
Yeah, you've already seen a couple of books move this down to three for your exact reasoning. It's just you're getting the hook. You know, we all know Miami is just lost right now, and I agree with a lot of people that they could be another one of those teams that they could be firing their coach in a couple of weeks because it's just all so bad for this team, and it can get away from them pretty quick. But I'm with you here, Chad. It feels like it's too many points for Richardson, who hasn't played in a game in what 3-4 weeks. Despite what we want to think about Miami, they still have a great run blocking scheme. Like they can still run the ball pretty damn well. So we've seen this Colts defense. I'm still embarrassed that I thought it was
Terrible.
Dan Quinn when it was Gus Bradley. Like I confused these middle-aged older white men, and I thought Gus Bradley was a coach for Washington and Dan Quinn was the DC of the Colts. I'm sorry for besmirching his good name because Gus Bradley's terrible right now. This Colts defense is terrible. They're so bad in so many different ways. So I'm with you, Chad. If I had to pick this game, I'll take the 3.5 on Miami, but it's such a small bet because I have no real read on this game at all.
It's it's a team that's completely lost its mojo, its personality. We all knock Tua. We talk about we don't think he's that good of a quarterback. He's a product of the system. He's gotten the guaranteed money. But there is something to be said for being so good within the system. He was clearly the ignition for getting a Tyreek Hill, getting a Jalen Waddle, Devon A. Chain. Like the way they are able to move the ball when he is the quarterback, it's just decidedly different. I think it's taking some of the mojo from Mike McDaniel too.
It's
It,
weird though. Why would it? I get like you want to protect your first round pick and you're the guy you took so early with Anthony Richardson, but the way Flacco has been playing, I feel like he has earned the starting role. And they're about to go into this shit. Like this is literally the toughest part of their season coming up. Okay, they get Miami, no problem. Then they go at Houston, at Minnesota, home versus Buffalo, at the Jets, and then home versus Detroit. Like that is just an insane stretch. That in whose mind does Anthony Richardson get you through that? Like I just think it's really funny they're going back to him where you're 3-3 right now. I could see Flacco steal a couple of those games, and you could still, at the end of it, have a winning record. With Anthony Richardson, I just don't have that type of faith. So I think this has got to be coming from ownership. I just have no other reason why they'd bench Joe Flacco right now.
yeah, well, that was going to be my question. Is I think Shane Steichen's a really good coach,
Me too.
and you do wonder. All right, after 2 years, 1 year you weren't with Anthony Richardson. The second year he's in and out, in and out. Who knows if he'll stay healthy the rest of the year? But he's clearly proven the ability to win as a coach when he had Gardner Minshew and Joe Flacco, right? And if this team tanks over the next, what is it, 11 games, is he going to be blamed? Is all of a sudden he fired? Have they pulled the cord too soon? He's a really good coach. Like nobody should be thinking about getting rid of him. But if it's another terrible year and Ursay is like, I don't know what to do here, but I want to stick with Anthony Richardson. We invested too much in him. I got to get rid of the coach. What happens here? Like, let's play this out for a minute. You don't think so?
No, I can't see him getting fired after this year, but I agree with you. I mean, it feels like he is a little bit tired of Anthony Richardson at this point, so maybe that is part of the problem.
The coaches just want to win, man. They just
Exactly.
want to win with the players they can trust. That's it. End of the day.